Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 17 of Civilization 5 as Russia. I've just noticed that Persia actually have some citrus free. Now they probably won't give me a fair deal. I think I do have a spare incense, yes I do. Let's see if they would be willing to just swap between them. So if I were to trade my incense for your citrus... Ah, he's actually willing to do that. He's got spare citrus and he can't sell them. That puts us back up to 31 happiness per turn. It's still going to be 55 turns before we see another golden age, even at that amount of happiness, but I don't mind that too much. So we're actually using our oil now on our battleships. We don't have to worry about the iron for that. I could sell that iron if I wanted to. I don't think we're really going to be using that iron at any point. I'm just so annoyed that, you know, we gain extra production from horses. I think it's horses, coal, and uranium. And we've only got horses. We've got like 2 sources of horses. Or is it 2 sources of horses? 3 maybe. But we've got no coal. We've got no aluminium. We've got no oil. Oh, well, yeah, we've got no oil. That's coming from a city-state. We've got no uranium. Game just hates me. So, do we finish Rationalism? Plus 17% from universities. I think we probably do. There's nothing here that we really... See, that would be good as well. Specialists consume only half the amount of food. That would certainly help places like Wilsonia to grow. But I think, first and foremost, we actually need to finish off Rationalism. Because that will allow us to use faith to buy great scientists. Not that we are gaining much in the way of faith, but there you go. So we can now choose a free technology as well. We can go for penicillin or radar. We're already working on radar. So, but there again, I do want to sort of rush rocketry. I could get more... although medical labs are really good as well. I think I will actually take penicillin. We'll carry on working on radar naturally. I probably should have just rushed through to try and get... well, we could do a science pop now. What would we get? 6,400. We'll wait a little bit longer with that guy. We'll actually put him to sleep for now. Remember, the amount of science that you get from popping a great scientist is the average of your last 10 turns science output. So as my science output goes up, they will be worth more. And I don't need open borders with you. You want to go to war with who now? Spain. No interest in that. I'm just thinking I could get yet another cargo ship in Githyonia and send food down to Wilsonia. That might not be a bad idea either. We would like to get some farms on some of these hills, just for the extra production. We have completed Neuschwanstein. We have a great artist as well. So, as we have finished Neuschwanstein, we need to... What do we want to work on over here? Because there's quite a lot of useful things that we could get. A hospital certainly wouldn't be a bad idea. We could work on the Manhattan project. It's a little bit pointless. Let's go and work on a hospital. That great scientist, we are sleeping. Worker, you can go and... We'll work on a couple of farms over here. And we have a artist, so let's go and get a great work. Could have popped him for a golden age, actually, but it doesn't really matter. We can afford a cargo ship, so let's go ahead and buy one. And then we'll use that to send some extra production down to Wilsonia. Now, Moscow's about to finish the castle, so we could, if we wanted to, jump straight on to the Manhattan project. Don't really need to complete it, but it certainly doesn't hurt. I mean, we don't have any uranium anyway, so we'll have to buy it and try and get some nuclear power plants up and running. Okay, so we get to choose a production. So do we want to work on the Manhattan project? 27 turns is a long time. We could probably do with a hospital first. What sort of speed are we growing at? Yeah, quite slow at the moment. Would give us some extra happiness with urbanization. Not too bothered about the culture right now. Let's go ahead for the hospital. I don't think we necessarily need the Manhattan project. I'm not planning to build nukes. So we can't actually build farms on the hill. We can just build a mine and get the extra production. So I guess we'll just build a couple of mines. We don't have any hills next to... Well, there are a couple of hills next to fresh water, but that that's too far away for a pasture. This cargo ship is going to... Oh, it can't actually send production down. It's food or production, not both. That's a shame. In that case, then, let us go and trade with Cape Town for additional gold. Once the railroad has finished, so it will increase the production here in Wilsonia. And we are sending additional food down there. That will help. So 4 turns to complete the... yeah, we're putting 19 production in per turn. We'll see if that railroad's finished yet. So we'll only get about another 4 or 5 production per turn. So have you guys finished? Yeah, they have. So our production's gone up to 39. It's not too terrible, actually. So I guess you guys can go and work on another mine. It's going to take you a little while to get there because of the awful terrain. So yeah, we have almost upgraded all of the tiles that can be useful to us. Now, our science per turn isn't going up, but the value of our great scientist is. And we will get 2 great scientists if we complete the Hubble Space Telescope. Now, the question is as well, how quickly could we get a great engineer? Yeah, we're not even close to getting a great engineer. So we'd have to hard build it, which is a little bit of a worry. You guys are supposed to be... I guess we could go ahead and build a lumber mill there, actually. That's not too bad an idea. What are you worth now? 7,400. I guess that's not terrible. Some of this will spill over. No, actually, we'll wait. We will wait until we actually complete radar, and then we will pop the scientist to start working towards satellites. Well, no, rocketry. Then we've got to go into satellites. So we're still quite a ways off. It might be possible to try and get a great engineer. Would probably take a very long time. Can we faith buy a great engineer? Yes, we can actually. Great engineer is going to be more useful than a pagoda. Unit promotion. We have ourselves a battleship. We want against naval units, really. So let's go for that. Choose a production. What do we want to get over here? It would be nice getting some additional culture. But let's go ahead and get the hospital. Yeah, I think we'll get the hospital. Unit needing orders, that battleship. You can stay here for now. I will build more, but we're okay for the time being. Could do with some more faith buildings. Try and get ourselves a great engineer a little bit quicker. If we can get some more faith, that'll be brilliant. We don't necessarily need the pagodas, so if we can get some more faith, that would be ideal. What have we got going on here? Is now allied with Spain, so that means they're at war with the Netherlands, because the Netherlands have literally just declared war on Spain. So we've got to sit here now while 5 bombers... I was going to say 5 bombers from Tonga, but it looks like there's more bombers coming from elsewhere, so... I don't usually mind having the combat animations on, but the plane ones just take far too long, especially when the planes just circle around the cities. And of course this is annoying for us because obviously it's a city-state. If the Netherlands capture it, they're not going to raise it. They can't. So that'll be another city-state that the Netherlands have. We do actually have a spy in there. I'm hoping they don't take it. I mean, the only way we could really stop them taking it is if we manage to get on our side. Which I suppose is technically possible. Need another 69 influence to surpass Spain. Could we do a coup there? We have a 0% chance, so the answer to that is no. Let's go on to the next turn then. I'm not necessarily bothered about disappearing from the map. I'm just more concerned about the Netherlands getting stronger. I don't particularly like the idea of that. Prora has been built in a land far away. Interesting. We don't even know who built that. Be nice to have a citadel here and grab that uranium from them. It really would. You see, my big problem with trying to go to war with the Netherlands at the moment is they do have a lot of aircraft, and I have no army in only 3 cities. So I've got absolutely no chance of being able to output a decent amount of production to fend off the constant wave of units that'll be coming my way. But things might work out for us. Okay, not a huge amount that we can do on this turn. We've got some money. Are there any faith buildings that we could get that we do not have? No, not really. We've built all we can get. Our faith output is still terrible. Are there any buildings that I would like to build? What are we working on here? We're working on a hospital. Do we want to get a broadcast tower? Culture output is 15, 35. Okay. Do we have broadcast towers anywhere? What's the restriction on them? What do you need to build a broadcast tower? Must have a museum. So we probably want to make sure we've got a museum in Moscow, which we don't have. So we'll probably queue that up after the hospital. We could stop you working there and put you in the research lab. We've got one. We might as well make the most of it. What if we actually put you in a workshop and one in a windmill? Yeah, we're just not going to get enough to do that, unfortunately. What about another city? You've got a workshop. You're not working the research lab or the public school, but you need all the food you can get at the moment. You're working all of them. Yeah, there's not an awful lot we can do. Any more production that we could get out of these? Not really. Hydro plant, we'd need aluminium. We could buy aluminium, actually, and build some hydro plants. Both of these, all of our cities actually have some river tiles. So buying some aluminium and getting a hydro plant is not a bad idea. But we'll certainly have to wait until we've finished some of the buildings that we are already working on. Get some extra production, that'll really, really help. Not too sure that great engineer is going to be all that useful for us, because we'll have to be part way through hard building the Hubble Space Telescope before we get him. So hopefully I can beat William to it. The good thing is at the moment is William is at war with well, just with Spain at the moment. But at least while he's at war, he's probably concentrating on military production. But he does have quite a few cities. He's actually managed to take Asturias from Spain as well. So he's actually doing quite well there. We'll go on to the next turn again, because there's still very little I can do. But yeah, we really do need to improve our production if we can. Indonesia and Byzantium are now friends. We don't have a research agreement with Polynesia. We don't need to do that. That was an old deal for a research agreement. A research agreement which is 1 turn out. So we are about to complete another research agreement. So that'll complete radar and put us part way through rocketry. Well, looks like Earth's going to start taking a little bit of a bashing now. They're going to start losing the last of their units to the Netherlands aircraft. Of course, if the Netherlands actually lost all of their aircraft, then I might have a decent chance of being able to attack them. They are still using quite a lot of old school units. I mean, they do have some Gatling guns, but I've only seen sort of cavalry and lancers. They've got cannons, but yeah, everything seems to be cavalry and lancers. I haven't actually seen any sort of war infantry or any infantry or anything like that. But I still think it'd be difficult to try and take their cities. There we go, we have radar. We've got another great scientist. Research agreement has completed. We can probably... Is Theodora got money? Not enough. So we'll have to hang on a little bit for those. So, rocketry, 9 turns remaining. We can pop one of our great scientists. We've actually got one in the city here. You're worth 7,700 and something. Let's go ahead and pop you. There we go. So now we're 19 turns out from satellites. We won't pop you on this turn. Sometimes it's a little bit funky if you pop 2 great scientists on the same turn. So we'll skip a turn and pop him on the next turn. We also need to make sure after satellites that we queue up something like nuclear fission, so we can probably get some power plants. We'll go on to the next turn. When this hospital is finished, we will buy some aluminium. That actually works out quite nicely for me. I do like having gold. So we can get a lot of production on these tiles here if we go ahead and get a hydro plant. No, we don't need open borders. We definitely need to get a hydro plant in Wilsonia, though. I mean, Wilsonia does have a few workable river tiles, not many. What are they on now? Spain still. We still need 69 influence to knock Spain out. I hope does survive. I mean, I'm not getting anything from them. I just don't want the Netherlands to have yet another city. They're actually getting quite big down here on this island, which is making me a little bit concerned. And there's no point me trying to get anybody to attack the Netherlands because we're on this little island. I'm the only one that has any chance of being able to do anything about them. But I'm not really willing to. It seems a little bit of an unnecessary risk at this point. But we are soon able to start work on satellites, so that will be good. Netherlands really do have a lot of aircraft. I mean, they've got at least 6 aircraft up here in Tonga. They've probably got a good... How many down here? We can't really see them, but we know there's a fair few because we can see them coming in, so... Now they're attacking with their cannons. Don't really have a lot of units left. Yeah, so they do have infantry. So we can see that now. Theodora has declared war on Spain. Interesting. Still can't get the research agreements. Okay, production. Githyonia. So what I would like to do is, first of all, get some aluminium. Who has some aluminium that I could buy? What about you, Mr. Netherlands? You have uranium, but no aluminium. This is going to be a problem, especially when we actually want to get the science victory. If nobody has any aluminium to give us, that is a real problem. Does he even have aluminium? I mean, I guess we could get recycling centres. Well, I guess that's not going to work then. Nobody has any spare aluminium at all. Ouch. Okay then. That might change things. We probably want to get ecology first. Yeah, so we finish satellites, then ecology, so we can start getting recycling centres, then nuclear fission. That's just annoying. Choose production. So we finished the hospital here. What do we want to get? Well, we do need to work on the Apollo program. I think we'll start working on the Apollo program here in Githyonia because I'm going to want to start working on the Hubble Space Telescope in Moscow. We've got that great scientist, so let's go ahead and do a science pop. 7 turns left until we get satellites. We've got a caravan... do I want 17 gold per turn, or do I want to send 6 more production to Wilsonia? Or I could send 6 more food to Wilsonia, for that matter. I think we will... See, I'm sending extra science to the Netherlands if I do this. The income's not bad. But I think we'll just carry on doing that. I don't think Wilsonia's ever going to be that useful as a city. But that is the end of the turn, and I'm going to stop there and have a little think about what we're going to do with this aluminium situation. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5 as Russia. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.